Pro boxing fans here with Izzy Asif. Izzy, look, another GBM show concluded. This time around, though, the main event, boxing cuts happen, and we saw it this time. Unfortunately, it was the main event. But just give me your thoughts firstly on that main event, and then we'll talk about the fight before that.
I think it was just heating up and all. There weren't much in it. They both were looking sharp, and unfortunately, it took a massive cut. I can't remember seeing so much blood in a boxing ring like there was. It was absolutely flooded. Howard Foster, the referee, ended up with a red top on. You know, it was absolutely flooded with blood, and harsh. Listen, it's boxing, it happens, and it weren't on purpose, it weren't no like tactics, anything. And listen, we'll make it happen again. But unfortunately, it was really kind of building up to be a really like kind of fiery fight, and I think it would have been entertaining. Would have seen some drama in that one. But listen, it'll happen again. It's boxing. That's it.
It is boxing, but we're talking about boxing, Kes Ashfaq, and mate, I've got to say that fight just before was great. I think a lot of people had it very close. How do you see that one?
I had it very close, and the draw didn't surprise me. I did like Kez's work, though. I liked his footwork and some of the stuff, but I also liked the pressure Levi Giles were putting. And he got the knockdown early as well. But what a fight! Credit to both of them. They didn't buckle, or there was rumours before Kez is going to buckle when he come. He didn't buckle. He showed a lot of heart, digged in deep, and Levi Giles as well went at it all the way, non-stop for 10 rounds. It's easy matchmaking. Let's make it happen again. Both the top two fights today will happen again early 2025.
Let's quickly run through a few of the other fights. Obviously, Amar and the rest of the fights. Just give them a shout out. And what do you think of their performances?
I thought Ed Hardy were really impressive. Really impressive. See you later, Dave. Take care. Really impressed. Really composed. I think he's an exciting signing for us. Just so level-headed, so dedicated. As the first former boxer in the country. He promised me he's going to come into the ring in a tractor. Don't know how he's going to do that, but I think he was good. I thought Muhammad Ali were really sharp as well. Looked classy at times. Amar is the best I've seen in box. Really has, and that's what activity does. When you give these fighters activity, you've seen it. It's the best timing I've seen. The jab were absolute world class. I've never seen him ping so many jabs off, and he didn't get excited when he hurt him. Caught him on the counter, really impressive. And Taz Nadeem, another one. The butcher. He's an absolute beast. I was sat next to Shakan Peters. He goes to me, "Are these cruiserweights?" I go, "No, Super Middle, 12 stone." He couldn't believe it. Absolutely huge. But listen, there's a lot of learning to do. Let's be realistic. He's still a novice. He's got a lot to learn. He's got to have these fights when he don't blow him away. Sometimes fighters can get carried away and they're trigger happy when they get a couple of knockouts. He's got to get these fights on the road, learning, not knocking him out, and develop his game. But we'll move him on. But gradually, he's still a novice and he's got a lot of learning to do. But next year is going to be an active year for Taz Nadeem as well.
Talk to me about a few of the fighters that you've signed. A few of the fighters. They were all here anyway. But just for people that don't know, just tell us who you signed.
So we signed Tyson Gallagher, who's a super bantamweight British and Commonwealth champion, ranks number 3 in the WBO if I'm right. We've signed Shakan Peters, who's fighting for the light heavyweight European title. We've fired Jimmy Joe Flint, who's recently beat Campbell Hatton twice. So it's a nice signing. He sells a lot. He's exciting. You can chuck him into fight. And then the one I'm really excited about, for personal reasons, because I've known about Dante. I'm a Sheffield lad myself. I've seen him as a young kid, as an amateur. Seen what he did as a pro. I've seen people like Eddie Hearn saying he's one of the best prospects in the country. And to sign him and hopefully get him in the right frame of mind. And that's important, because it's all good having the talent. It's all good being able to backflip off the top rope. If you haven't got a discipline and dedication in this game, it doesn't work. Talent only gets you so far. And he's promised me next year he's going to be on it. And if he's on it, he will be one of the best prospects in British boxing. Yeah. Dante Dixon, I promise you on that. But listen, it's all good me saying it, and it's all good him saying it, having the natural. He's got to put the graft in, and the hard work and the dedication and the commitment. And if he does that, we've got a superstar in our hands.
People know boxing, they've heard the name before. It's just, unfortunately, we haven't seen him in the ring as much as he'd want to be, and as much as fight fans would like to see him in the ring. But hopefully with yourself, GBM can push him and make him into that star that people think he is.
Well, that's what helps when you've got a platform like DAZN. These kids want to be on a big platform. When I was growing up as a fighter, when I was fighting, we didn't have these kind of platforms to showcase your skill. And when you put these Taz Nadeem and Ed Hardys and now Berry on these kind of platforms, they want to really showcase that they're the ones, they're the future stars. And that's what it kind of does. And when we do these, and the production, you've seen how much we invest into our production, the lights and the whole logistics of the show, the press conferences, you have a weigh-in, you have a media workout, and that kind of stuff really ups the game. And they really want, sometimes they get a bit too eager, wanting to impress too much, but it can get the best out the fighters, and that's what you're seeing with these platforms. So I can see some of these prospects propelling a lot quicker than if they were just ticking along on some small shows, and you know, they up the games. But next year is going to be a huge year. To be honest with you, I'm just really looking forward to wrestling. Honestly, this year's been hard. It's been relentless. It's been non-stop. It's been our busiest year. We've done unbelievable as a team. You know, more than I can ever imagine. I'm just grateful for everything, and I just want to relax now and then plan 2025.
Whilst you plan 2025, a card that's been announced in Riyadh in February 22nd by Turki Al Sheikh has taken everyone back and thought, wow. I looked at that card for the first time and thought that's probably one of the best overall cards from top to bottom I've seen. Just give me your thoughts. Artur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol, rematch, and then that undercard.
I thought Bivol just nicked it. Very close, but I think Beterbiev's going to have to really stick it on him this time, put some pressure on. He's going to have to go for a kill. You know, Bivol's a great back foot fighter, but Beterbiev didn't really put enough pressure for me. But it was extremely close, and a lot of people sway the other way. I think Beterbiev's going to see, you're going to see a more aggressive one this time. Really put it on him, and when he gets a chance, really let the shots go. Really put that pressure on and let him feel his power, because that's what he's a power puncher, isn't he? He's a come forward, aggressive fighter. Undercard, wow.
Talk to me about Dubois Parker.
Could you call it an undercard?
No, you can't.
You can't call it an undercard. It's not an undercard, could you? You can't be fighting for a world title on the undercard. Listen, Daniel Dubois, our ringside when he fought Joe Joyce, and I'm going to tell you, I'm guilty. I writ him off. I said he'll never fight again. And he's come back and he's proven you wrong, and again and again and again. So they chucked him into Joshua as opponent. What did he do? Stop him. Every time they put him in there, he fights. And I just think momentum with him. I just think he's got to be the favourite going into that. But then again, Joseph Parker, another one people rate off. You know, sometimes don't look great, and then he gets him with Deontay Wilder, beats him, gets any that kind of fight like Zhang. Yeah. You know, he's been there, but I fancy Dubois as a favourite on that one.
Final two from myself: Tyson Fury, Oleksandr Usyk. 2 weeks away, man. First of all, are you going to be in Riyadh? Because it's such a big fight, a lot of people are travelling out. Are you going to be out there?
Listen, I've not booked my flights or anything yet, but I'll end up going. I'm saying no now, but when it gets closer, start getting itchy and say I've got to be out there. Hopefully, be out there. But at the moment, I'm thinking about relaxing. And
talk to me about the fight.
Listen, I must be one of the only few. I thought Fury actually won it by a round last time, and I got some kind of criticism online, but I just got to say how I see it. And I believe if you don't switch off like he did last time, I still think he's got the beating, but he's got to use his attributes. He's flipping 6'9". You've got to use that size against somebody like Usyk. But Usyk is an unbelievable lateral movement, and how he picks the shots and he pivots off. It's just like something you can't teach. You know, he's an absolute superstar. So it's a close one, but I just feel like if Fury uses that size, the height, leans on him, and don't switch off, and you can't afford to switch off against somebody like Usyk. There's different calibre of fighters you can't, and I'm going to still pip. I think Fury will come and nick it this time.
Final one, Gervonta Davis did a couple of interviews after his press conference the other day, and he talked about retiring in next year in 2025. Do you believe that would be the case? He's talked about being in the fast lane for so long in boxing that he wants to take some time out and maybe focus on other things in life. Do you believe that's the case, or do you believe he's such a big star that only 30 years old, that this is maybe just another Floyd Mayweather thing where Floyd said he's going to retire and came back for Marquez?
Yeah, you see he retired and everybody wants you to come back and you get a lot more money, don't you? I don't know, I don't think he'll retire, but listen, who knows? Who knows what's going on in his life and what kind of mental state he is, what his family situation is. So I never listen. When a fighter wants to call it a day, as a former professional fighter, I know the severity of the sport. Honestly, that's one thing I understand, how hard this game is. So I would never say they won't, because you don't know what they're going through, and it's not easy getting there and risking your life every time, and you sacrifice your time away from your family, your kids. So when a fighter says they're going to call it a day, sometimes they actually mean it, and sometimes they're doing it to get a bigger payday on next one. I don't know if he will that. He's young, you know, he's still got massive fights out there, so I don't think he will, but if he does, good luck to him. Hope he retires well paid. I'm sure he will do, happily live a nice life for his family.
Izzy, listen, always a pleasure. Just a quick message for all the fans that have been watching GBM in 2024. I know this is the last show of the year, so just a quick message.
This is a genuine message from the bottom of my heart. I sincerely appreciate every single one of you guys online, buying tickets in this tough climate. You know, I'm just a boxing fan, a former professional fighter, and a couple of 4 fights, and I'm living my dream, and I'm only fulfilled that living the dream because you guys have supported me, encouraged me, and that's including you media guys. You've always given me support and time and pushed my kind of brand and me as a promoter. So I'll never forget that, you know. But next year is going to be a huge year. We're going to take it to a whole different level, 2025.
Izzy Asif, always a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for talking to Pro Boxing fans. I appreciate your time.